For decades, the United States viewed Latin America as a region firmly under its political and military influence. Yet the global order is changing fast. In recent years, new partnerships have begun to reshape the Western Hemisphere's balance of power, and none has drawn more attention than the growing alliance between Iran and Venezuela. What once seemed like an unlikely friendship is now evolving into a serious strategic partnership that Washington can no longer ignore. According to reports by Reuters and BBC News, Iran has steadily deepened its presence in Latin America through economic, military, and diplomatic channels, finding in Venezuela a partner willing to defy U.S. sanctions and pressure. Both countries, isolated by Western powers, have discovered in each other a means of survival, and perhaps a way to push back against U.S. dominance. The cooperation, which began quietly with oil shipments and economic aid, has now expanded into the military sphere. Jane's Defense Weekly confirmed that in mid-2023, Venezuela showcased fast attack boats modeled on Iranian designs during a naval parade in Caracas. Defense analysts identified the vessels, locally named Pachin 3, as replicas of Iran's Zulfikar-class craft, themselves inspired by North Korean prototypes. Despite their small size, these boats are built for speed and equipped with anti-ship missiles, giving Venezuela a new asymmetric edge in regional waters. Military observers quoted by The Guardian and Al Jazeera noted that Tehran's defense industry has mastered the art of reverse engineering foreign technology, turning outdated or restricted designs into cost-effective, modern systems. The Zulfikar boats can carry the Nasser, one missile, a modified Iranian version of China's C-704, capable of striking targets up to 90 kilometers away. Weapons of this type have already proven effective. Hezbollah famously used a similar missile in 2006 to strike an Israeli warship during the Lebanon conflict. For Washington, the concern goes beyond the weapons themselves. Pentagon officials, cited by the New York Times, have warned that Iran's swarm tactics, the coordinated use of small, fast attack boats to overwhelm larger ships, could now be transferred to the Caribbean through Venezuelan forces. Such a move would force the U.S. Navy to divert attention and resources toward its southern maritime flank, a region it has long taken for granted as secure. Beyond military implications, the symbolism of the partnership runs deep. By displaying Iranian-made hardware, Caracas is sending a political message that it refuses to be subdued by Western sanctions or diplomatic isolation. The Venezuelan Air Force already operates Russian-made Su-30 fighter jets armed with advanced missiles. Yet its new cooperation with Tehran signals a broader alignment with nations that openly reject American geopolitical influence. Foreign Policy magazine has described this alliance as part of Iran's larger global strategy, extending its reach into regions traditionally dominated by Washington. By gaining a foothold in Latin America, Iran aims not only to challenge U.S. military dominance, but to prove that sanctions have failed to limit its global ambitions. For Caracas, the partnership offers new leverage in a world where oil wealth alone no longer guarantees influence. One of the clearest demonstrations of this deepening bond occurred in 2021, when two Iranian naval ships, the Sahand and the Makran, completed a remarkable journey from the Persian Gulf to the Venezuelan coast. As Reuters and BBC reported, the voyage covered thousands of miles around Africa's Cape of Good Hope, marking Iran's first successful naval deployment across the Atlantic Ocean. Defense analysts called it a symbolic breakthrough, showing that Iran could project power beyond the Middle East despite crippling sanctions. In Washington, the mission triggered a quiet but serious response. Politico later revealed that U.S. Southern Command increased its patrols in the Caribbean under the cover of anti-narcotics operations. Privately, American defense officials admitted that these missions also aimed to monitor potential Iranian or allied military activities near U.S. waters, a clear sign that the Pentagon no longer sees the region as a safe backyard.